I guess my mantra or my why is never be satisfied, always be humble. You're only here once. At the end of the day, just treasure every moment because your life can change in a heartbeat. Mine did on the 28th of January 2007. Would I change it for the world? No. Might have seen the light once, but it wasn't my time. I love my life. I'm Bryce Dinneen, C4 tetraplegic, and super passionate about fishing.
Good morning.
Oh, hey Mitch, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty tired. Can I just grab a drink before
Yeah,
you put
sure.
my head down?
Yeah, so basically we just flatten his bed out and we'll empty his catheter bag. And we also elevate Bryce's feet at night because he gets quite a bit of swelling sitting in his chair all day. So we'll give that a good check this morning.
Yeah, I guess living with a disability, for me, it's tough. Yeah, it's real tough. Not being able to scratch my nose, not being able to go for a run, not being able to shower and shave on my own each day, not being able to give my mum a hug when she needs one. Yeah, all those challenges, I guess. Pretty tough, really. Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. January the 28th, 2007 was the day I had my accident. Wellington Cup Day, suited and booted, champagne breakfast at a stag do, so yeah, I was pretty excited, and too much champagne, not enough breakfast. All the guys wanted to go for a swim down the Wellington waterfront. I wasn't too keen. The last one in, and yeah, bang, my life changed forever. I've just misjudged the depth, and straight away I knew I was in Struggle Street.
Got a phone call early in the morning, about 8:15, 9 o'clock, and it was Bryce telling me that, you know, it was serious.
It's just so hard to comprehend that your son had been in an accident. Yeah, I'll never forget the image that the surgeon showed me on the screen there of his neck, his C4, which the surgeon said it was squashed like a tomato. And because it was impinging so close to his spinal cord, they would not undertake an operation.
With a lot of high-level spinal cord injuries, spasm tends to be an integral part of what you have to manage. I consider my spasms pretty mild. I know some good people that live with disabilities that, you know, their sleep's affected at night. It's so painful when their legs are 45 degrees to the ceiling and they can't sleep just with the spasm and the pain. For me, it's a part of my life that I manage the best I can.
So we're going to roll Bryce now to pop the sling in and check his bottom and his back. 1, 2, 3. So we just make sure his skin's all good. Bottom is always a little bit red because he's sitting all the time. All good?
How long does it take for me to get up each day? On a toilet day, 3 to 4 hours. On a non-toilet day, 2 or 3. The old hoist is on its last leg, so we'll cross our fingers today. It does get exhausting. Lucky enough, I've got some pretty special people in my life and have done over a long period of time, but it's always a challenge. Giving up 3 hours in the morning minimum and an hour and a half at night. You know, you sleep for 8. You're running out of daylight hours already, so it is tiring, it is challenging, but it's my life.
I don't know, as a mother you cope. You know, he might have snapped his neck, but he could have also been dead. So, this is how I look at it. You take what you've got and you work with it. You know, I had friends that had lost sons on the road. To put it in perspective, he was alive. That's important.
Just to the bathroom.
They had to manage the brake conservatively. So head traction was the name of the game. A couple of bolts each side of my head, holding the fractures in place. 23.5 hours a day looking at a ceiling. Yeah, when you're doing tough times in Burwood, they encourage you to put photos of friends and family and recreational activities that you used to love and enjoy. My darkest time there, it was a day, I think for memory, my mother was present and my amazing sister, and I just said, reach for the pillow, I'm done. Hands up, I'm tapped out, can't take it anymore. How am I going to get through this?
He just sort of said, why me? You know, and he actually burst into tears, and that was probably the first time that I've just seen him cry or anything. And I'm a believer in everything does happen for a reason, even though as awful it was. I said out of those 8 guys that night, you know, that he was the last one that dove into the water and unfortunately hit the wrong spot and broke his neck. I said, this happened to you because you can do something with it and move on forward. But yeah, as he sort of once said, I can't hold a gun to my head, so I can't really do anything about it, you know, so, and that's Bryce's attitude.
Reflecting in those images on the ceiling, 2 common denominators, amazing times with friends and family, and how am I going to go fishing again, mate? Because I bloody miss it. That's where, I guess, my drive and my motivation just really was ignited on that day. Asking fellow patients of the spinal unit, they thought I'd been on the happy juice, basically. They said, Bryce, you're dreaming to not only go out on the water, but to create opportunity for those with disability was something that was going to be pie in the sky, not feasible or not happening. So I guess I rolled my sleeves up and got stuck in.
This one here, it's got to be one of our favourites. But that's a beauty.
Yeah, the challenges around access and opportunity for people with disabilities is extremely challenging at the best of time.
Now that's my favourite photo. Father and son fishing off the beach at Papamoa.
What do we got, 2005? So yeah, just a couple of years prior. Everyone I spoke to, especially in the spinal unit, they're like, we can't get on a boat. Mate, you got rocks in your head. And I'm like, oh, well, I want to do it. Yeah, so I touched base with a couple of good school friends, a couple of big rugby players, one guy who had a skipper's ticket. I said, mate, I've got this crazy idea of getting out on a boat.
Nah.
Do we need to...
No, they'll just boost it.
Is it heavy? I told you, eh?
I love you guys, eh? Bro, I'd hate to see you pushing the scrum. But super stoked to have a good group of people around me today that make every effort to get me on the boat. You can see what was involved. You know, there was a 250 kilogram plus deadlift.
Fishing means to me, wow, my passion, a range of emotions. The ocean means to me my place, the ability to provide clarity in my life. Yeah, water nearly killed me, but I guess it happened for a reason that day. Yeah, adversity into opportunity.
Ray Dog, it's a pretty good day, eh?
It was pretty special.
We got a fish.
Wait. Don't grab their beach.
Unfortunately, they dropped me that day. Let it... Living with my spinal cord injury, my shoulder, my left-hand side doesn't have any function.
Just put the brakes on my chair.
Sometimes does that out of the joint. Subluxed, so I was lucky enough to put it back in and carry on, but it's all right. Yeah, I'll just put my shoulder back in. It's all good. I guess it really highlights what people with disabilities have to live with each day. And I bring it out towards you. We push the base of the elbow back in. Yeah, it's in now. Too easy. Wouldn't recommend it, that's for sure. So yeah, that day I decided to challenge myself and get back to what I used to love and what I took for granted.
I've got some timber underneath the middle
Yeah,
of
that's
Bryce.
perfect, mate.
And then I'll use a bit of plywood again to get inside.
So I guess that's where the Reassurance journey first started.
Yeah, and so now what I've drawn up for you here is a sketch of what I think we might be able to do.
An amazing supporter of my journey and the Reassurance story was Ray Lowe.
But we're also going to have wheelchair access here, going up to the flybridge as well. So anybody, including yourself, can actually
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
get up onto the bridge, because when you're on a flybridge, well, it just opens up the sea to you and all of the life that's in the sea. You know, you can see it a hang of a lot better.
360 degrees.
Yeah.
He's a bit like Emmett Brown off Back to the Future. I think he said, Bryce, if you want to do this once, do it right. Make it the ultimate.
Yeah. And
For me
that's
personally, I can't believe you're considering putting an elevator or a lift up to the flybridge. That'll just be a game changer for anyone with a disability moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
Sensational.
Yeah. It just comes back down to raising the funds.
Yeah.
We all love a bit of fishing, but I wondered how the hell we're going to afford it. Bryce, he had his idea and he's really worked hard to achieving it and bringing it to fruition. So you've got to say he's done really, really well. He's been really focused on just driving to get that boat in the water, so to speak. You're going to have to sell a few sausages, mate.
We'll figure it out. There's more
Aye.
than one way to skin a cat. We'll be all right.
yeah.
When I created the charitable trust with a couple of other trustees, the first question was basically, well, you're going to have to raise some money. You need to fill that out and you go in the drawer. It's a $150 gift basket. Come on, fella. Bring your moustache over here, mate. The word can't, it's not really in my vocabulary. It's how can we, or why do we need to do it? My intrinsic motivation comes from within.
You're just paying individually, mate? Yep. Help yourself to a bacon and egg sandwich, mate.
Sounds great.
So back to grassroots fundraising, sausage sizzles at Bunnings, and
You know, then you progress to fishing competitions and gala dinners.
$2.4 million was raised over a pretty intense 6-month period. My dad always used to say, build it and they will come. You've got a country surrounded by water and over 1 million recreational fishers out there, but also 1 in 5 people living with a disability or illness. I think there's some pretty cool synergy to make it happen, that's for sure. That boat grew from 9 to 11 to 13.
There we go there, Bryce, 15 metres.
And I guess we were aiming for the ultimate, to make people with wheelchairs king or queen on that boat. Living with a disability, space is so important to give you the freedom to gain your independence.
Behind me is an 18-metre displacement catamaran designed by Roger Hill and built by Alloy Cats at Mount Wanganui.
Right, we've got to a point now where we've got the boat outside the workshop, and this morning we are lifting the flybridge into position.
There were times when I thought, how is this going to happen? But when you live and breathe it every day, you're almost not aware of the naysayers, you're not aware of the no's, you just continually strive for the yeses.
Main deck here,
There you go.
pretty wheelchair friendly. But the cool thing is here, which is a game changer, is an accessible shower and toilet. So, you know, you're giving someone like the ultimate. There's no excuse, there's no reason not to get out on the water.
It was born out of frustration and determination, and people saying no. People saying you won't be able to go fishing again. People saying you won't be able to get out on a boat again. The whole organisation was about breaking down those barriers, the frustrations not only that I faced on a day-to-day basis, but other people living with disability and illness, I'm sure, live with those frustrations and challenges as well. So it was about putting them in a happy place.
Ready? Go. So sensation-wise, for me being a C4 tetraplegic, is shoulders up is hypersensitive, shoulders down sort of pretty much have no sensation whatsoever. For me, in managing my nerve pain, which ranges anywhere from a 6 to a 9, on any given day, I use a lot of hot water and a lot of heat to help take the pain away. Yeah. So with the old washing of the hair, for me, my head's hypersensitive, so just pain, nerve pain, like the change in temperature, 1 or 2 degree drop either way will heighten the pain. My day doesn't start if people like Mitch don't turn up. Every day I'm grateful for those that walk through my front door and allow me to facilitate my life.
It is quite confronting, I think, because you're dealing with someone else's life and it gets really personal sometimes, and his life almost becomes mine in a way. It's more of a friendship now rather than a support worker. I think, yeah, spending all that time together has really built our relationship in a good way. I try not feel sorry for him because I know that's not what he wants. I admire him and he inspires me a lot. Sweetbags. Yeah, sweetbags.
Mitch's little term, eh? Sometimes a bit of humour and a bit of, bit of joking around actually gets you through all those tricky times because you got to laugh. Because if you don't laugh, you cry, to be honest.
Before, actually, when you were interviewing him, I shared a chair, just because I've gotten to know his family and him and the friends around him, and I guess it makes me feel more connected, I guess, in a way. Again, it comes back to him not wanting people to feel sorry for him and not looking at him as a guy in a chair. He's just a normal dude trying to help other people, and that's what he wants to be.
Having the ability to break down those barriers around access and opportunity through the Reassurance charity and, the Reassurance boat, which is now out there in the water for every New Zealander to enjoy.
Hey guys, how are ya?
Where sometimes people with their challenges in life can't see the wood from the trees, and that's where getting them out on the water, can provide some clarity, can provide a safe environment, put smiles on their dials, and hopefully catch some fish as well. Ray saw me taking part, but not actually physically taking part, so came forward, reached out to the charity, and over several years of adaptation and a little bit of Kiwi ingenuity, has put together the Striker apparatus, which basically does the 4 main features of fishing independently. Basically, it's a modified garage door remote.
And if we get a few bites, we can have a little nudge on the strike and... Now I need it. Well, I think mine might take a while. It's probably bigger. I think he's bigger than the last.
For me and someone with my disability, it allows me to fish pretty much about 90–95% independently.
It's a little one, eh?
Take your time, Mitch. Every time that boat goes out, it's going to change people's lives. Not only the individuals, but also their family and support networks. We live in a world where everyone judges and everyone's on different playing fields. This is a game changer. And I guess more so in today's day and age, it's that ability to give back. The ability to make someone else's life just a little bit better, just for a split second even. Yeah, that's why I do what I do.
Oh, this is luxury. This is awesome. You stay in your wheelchair. Did a bit of fishing, obviously, before my accident, but since my accident, I've been out a couple of times on little boats, but it's just, it's too difficult. It's too hard.
You got fishing vessel Wish for Fish, mate. Done and dusted. It's tangible now. It's not Bryce selling a dream.
Bryce, he's a 1 in a million guy, I think. He's never gives up, always keeps trying and trying and trying. He's a machine. For what he's done, put this together, and like selling $2 packets of hooks and $2 sausages to start with 10 years ago. Mate, now look what we've got. $2.6 million boat, I think it is. 25 tonne, 18 metres long, 6.5 metres wide. It's fantastic.
We believe worldwide there's nothing else like it, and New Zealand need to know about it.
To be honest, if he hadn't have probably gone through this horrific injury, he wouldn't have built this boat. He wouldn't have done all these amazing things that he's achieving and helped all these other people.
Overall, we're just incredibly proud of what he's achieved during his, 15 years since his accident, yeah.
I'm grateful because I've still got Bryce. I'm grateful from the happiness that he brings all those people fishing.
Yeah, Mum and Dad, when I broke my neck that day, I broke part of them as well. I guess what I do on a day-to-day basis is to prove to them that their son, even though that he is always going to have challenges, he's going to be all right. He's got a determination, an ability to navigate out of all those trying and difficult situations. That's what pushes me each day, is to prove to them that I'm actually all right. Can't scratch my nose, I can't kick a rugby ball with my nephew, but I'll be honest, I've built a legacy. There's a boat for New Zealand to enjoy moving forward. Yeah, Mum and Dad, I've got this. Just let me be me. Yeah.